After weeks of little subtle hints and teasers from Conjury and the Sledgehammer account over on Reddit and other social medias, we ended up actually getting something today that showcased a lot of what we'll be seeing in the next upcoming weeks for World War II and the content following thereafter. This is something in which we've been talking about a little bit in, once again, vague generalities about the Resistance event coming to World War II in conjunction with the full launch of the Resistance DLC within World War II. Today, we finally ended up actually getting a trailer for this and showcasing almost entirely what we'll be getting here out of this, and it looks pretty awesome. I'm excited for it, and I think you guys definitely will be as well. We'll be breaking all that down for you guys in this video, showing you guys everything you need to know, what this could mean for some other things, i.e. when we end up getting this massive title update, which includes a ton of content and a ton of changes and everything coming to the game. That's probably gonna be tied down with this as well, but we're gonna be taking a look at all of that here within this video. So without further ado, I say we just jump into the trailer and let you guys see it for yourself.
Welcome to the Resistance event. You'll be chuffed to know that I brought another heaping assortment of free content for you to enjoy. Help us fight the occupation between January 23rd and February 27th, and you'll get a free Resistance-themed supply drop every week, along with double XP playlists, more free weapons, new modes, and most importantly, the all-new Resistance Division, free for all players starting on January 23rd. These scrappy blokes use their home turf to their advantage. Their tactical knife and extra pistol attachment make them expert close-quarters assassins. Real snakes in the grass, this lot. And for those of you with cloth ears, it's free. Getting contraband behind enemy lines is no picnic, but lucky for you, I got a few tricks up my sleeve. Complete special orders during the event to unlock a new batch of weapons, including the Volkssturmgewehr. If it looks cobbled together from spare parts, well, that's because it is, isn't it? But don't get me wrong, this misfit rifle packs a punch. The Orso submachine gun, Italian for bear. Not many can tame this beast, but it'll rip your enemies to shreds without breaking a sweat. And with the new pistol and melee weapon, you'll have yourself a nice little armory. So don't say I've never done nothing for you. Demolition is back. What do when fighting a pitched battle against a well-supplied enemy? Blow up their supplies. Ah, what a bunch of tossers. This war cannot be won on the front lines alone. Help topple the Reich from within with a brand new division, new weapons, new modes, and a free weekly supply drop full of new Resistance uniforms, weapon variants, and more. Liberation is within our grasp, gents. The Resistance begins on January 23rd.
So let's start out simple. Let's start with the information on when is this. And once again, that kind of falls in conjunction with this major title update, which makes sense because there's a lot of stuff to cover within this event. But the event starts on January 23rd, which is next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday rather. It goes all the way to February 27th, probably right before the launch of the DLC on Xbox One and PC. And we follow that time frame for when the 30 days is up. It's right around March 1st, so it might be right before, or maybe they drop the DLC a little early, though I wouldn't expect that. Now, unlike DLC in its own capacity, in its own sense, the beautiful part is like Winter Siege, it's all entirely free. Everything included is going to be free. Of course, there is going to be ways that you can pay for micro DLC within this, but pretty much everything on the surface has a way to end up getting earned for free. So that said, we're gonna be taking a look at the contents. Let's shift over into that. The first things we end up seeing are Butcher returning once again to the headquarters, and we end up seeing a little bit of the Resistance theme within headquarters as well, donned with Resistance attire, all sorts of banners and flags for the French Resistance, all that good stuff that is in conjunction, once again, with the theme of this. So headquarters is gonna be getting a little bit of a makeover. Whether or not we end up seeing all that much detail in the sense of we end up getting the gridiron balls changed around, I wouldn't imagine that, but of course we are going to see some cosmetic changes to the headquarters itself. Now there's one scene in which we see a cargo plane drop what looks to be confetti on the headquarters in the colors of the French flag, but that is something that I'm curious if this is going to be the debut of the AA flak defense in the headquarters, because that's been something that's been talked about since launch, and we've yet to see it at all. So once again, this was something that was talked about in some recent updates and notes, giving us a little hint as to what we could see, but it's never been definitively confirmed, and even by this trailer, we still don't have that 100% confirmed to us. But I'm hopeful, and maybe we'll see it, but thought I'd throw that in there for you guys, just so you know. Now, as with Winter Siege, we're gonna be getting a lot of stuff across what seems to be a 4-week window, once again, in which we end up getting weekly and maybe some double ups like we had in Winter Siege as well, of Resistance-themed supply drops, and that seems to confirm that we will be getting Resistance event supply drops, probably across the board for everything once again. So contracts, orders, all that good stuff we'll be getting in the sense of Resistance collection items. You'll be getting the same thing how winter supply drops worked, but with Resistance themed items this time. We'll also get double XP playlists, new weapons, and new game modes, which we'll all get to in just a second, but what it kicks off is a big piece here, and that is a brand new division within World War II. We talked about a 6th division being in the way of one called Cavalry within the game code, but this isn't what that is. This one is actually called the Resistance Division, in which this one is more so another stealth play one, but also it deals more so with knife play rather than anything else. So you end up getting a tactical knife on your pistol as the default for the Resistance Division. You end up having the ability to scramble nearby enemy minimaps, which is pretty much a walking counter UAV, so that might not even be something you need to run all that much anymore. You get an additional pistol attachment, and then you also have the minimap indicator light up in the direction of close hostiles. So if you guys remember Sixth Sense from Black Ops 3, well, it's making a return here, and while we already had a basic training work in the way that Infinite Warfare did on its take with Sixth Sense, this is going to be more so directly related to that perk from Black Ops 3. So it'll be interesting to see how this one works out, but nonetheless, this confirms that we will be getting Division DLC and potentially even more coming throughout the rest of the year, which I'm excited to see how this will play out. There's definitely a lot of room for different customization on various different types of playstyles, so it offers a little bit more in the way of options for us, the players. And want to know the best part? It's all free. This is going to be something that is downloadable to everybody at the very base start of this. It's not going to be something you need to pay for. It's not going to be something you have to grind out some wins for. It's going to be there immediately, which is beautiful. I love this take on this. I love that we're starting to see more stuff come out as more so free compared to what we've had in previous years of Call of Duty and different supply drop content and DLC there within. So that said, the Resistance Division is looking quite intriguing. I might give it a go. I don't know if I'll make it my primary or anything, but it's definitely going to be something that's nice to add a little more to the game itself. Now, the next thing we end up getting is, once again, a preview of some of the DLC weaponry that we actually see a little bit of whenever we end up getting showcased the Resistance Division. Now, right off the bat, they stress super hard that we're going to see orders in Major Howards for these weapons, in which it is completing the multiplayer matches, probably 50 once again for the ranged weapons, and then probably 35 for the melee and maybe the pistol. But that said, they're all completely free if you wish to grind them out, and they're going to be on a rotation like we saw with this last version of the DLC weapons, which you might want to capitalize on if you have not done so already, simply because it seems like these are going to replace these orders, in which you can get the Sten, GPMG, Ice Pick, Gewehr, and the Trench Knife. So take advantage of those while you can, but they're going to be on that rotation. You can end up buying supply drops to try and get variants. There's probably going to be a base variant once again for that, in which you end up earning it or getting it out of supply drops, but you end up also having the extra ability for epic and heroic versions of the weapon themselves. But that said, the weapons themselves, we have the Volkssturm Gewehr, which is going to be a rifle, which is what we saw actually on the Resistance DLC promotional art for a while now. We're going to have the Orso and SMG, which is the Beretta 38 from the game code that was leaked a while ago right before the launch, but it was something that was still there. We're going to get the Walther P38, it looks like, which is a pistol, and the combat knife, which is a melee weapon. Once again, we saw both the Walther and the combat knife in a little bit of the preview imagery for the new division. So that said, those are all going to be there once again, probably with maybe 3 variants for each, but nonetheless, brand new weapons coming here out of Resistance supply drops, regular supply drops, which are going to, I guess, in turn be Resistance, and then we also have them out of the orders you can end up getting. So make sure you're plugged in for the 23rd, so you can end up taking advantage of some of these. Probably going to be the Volkssturm Gewehr to kick off things on the order front, but nonetheless, they're all going to be available starting on the 23rd. As for other content, well, we ended up getting, once again, a little bit of a detail for various different modes. I personally thought we'd be getting Infected, but it doesn't seem like that's actually the case. What we ended up getting in this trailer was Demolition, which is a fan favorite still. Absolutely love that mode. I'm gonna be playing it like mad. But we also got one that you probably did not catch unless you stayed until the very end of the trailer and you had very keen eyes. And it was also something that was listed in this little rundown at the very beginning, but never really had any mention of it. That being Prop Hunt. Prop Hunt is going to be in World War II, my friends. That's what it's looking like, and my guess is it's going to be one of those ones that is released at a later point in time during the event, so probably Demolition will be the featured playlist and mode in the Resistance event whenever it goes first live, but I would guess maybe around week 1 or 2, that second update of the playlist when things change out, that's when we'll get Prop Hunt thrown in and changing out Demolition for the featured playlist. So that said, keep your eye out on that because that is going to be something very cool as well. I'm looking forward to both of these. I think that both modes are fantastic, but again, we'll see how they play out within World War II in just a very short period of time. But all in all, very similar to what we saw within the Winter Siege event, we end up getting new modes, new playlists with double XP, new weapons, new headquarters themes and cosmetics and everything like that. We also get a new division, which is exclusive to this one at least compared to what we had last time. I'm wondering how many of these new seasonal events or DLC events we'll get in the future that debut something like this. I'm curious to see what we end up as the total number for divisions, but nonetheless, we got some really cool stuff here up on the table. So that said, I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on this? Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys looking forward to the content within? Are you guys not really looking forward to it? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know down there in the comment section down below. Of course, this is a week before DLC launches on PlayStation 4 for DLC 1, so we're gonna have a lot of content to cover within the next week or 2 weeks here out of this whenever we're just jumping right in and grinding out the game. So we got the Resistance event starting this Tuesday with new weapons, all new modes and everything like that. And then we have DLC to take a look at with a new zombies map and everything like that. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up here on the horizon. I'm excited for it, so hopefully you guys are as well. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. Once again, we're jumping in hardcore with some Resistance content coming very soon, so make sure you stick it right here if you guys are interested in any of that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. And finally, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. I practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But all that said, now out of the way, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for watching. Mine is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.